Thank you for such an amazing performance. Jackie will be our final case study. You may have read about her journey or seen her videos. Jackie is keen to share the transformation that she thought was impossible to encourage others. Jackie is a stay-at-home mum to two amazing and different children. Her eldest child, Tammy, who is now making her own mark on the world, and Elijah, her happy-go-lucky bundle of joy. During her time at school and college, she studied childcare, which gave her the necessary skills and understanding to provide the best care for her children. Elijah and Darren, her partner of 20 years, are both on the autism spectrum, and Jackie has helped them to understand and thrive in the world around them. She is a very loving, giving, and kind-hearted person by nature. However, she has struggled through life and battled depression for most of her living years. She is now here to share her story. Please welcome Jackie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, it's an impressive crowd. What an honour to be here. I attended this event last year and sat in the end aisle in the very second row. I was an anxious, frantic, scared mess with a list of mental health issues, including depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and OCD. I've carried these burdens for well over 20 years of my life. I was drowning, unable to breathe. I was barely alive. I wasn't living, merely existing, wishing for it to all be over, thinking of ways to end this pain and misery. Mental health issues are debilitating and destroying. In the early days, I was back and forth to the doctors, only to be sent on my way with no answers. The doctor said there was nothing wrong with me and the symptoms would go away. This was frustrating and left me feeling isolated. I felt like I was going insane. I was constantly feeling unwell with symptoms of feeling weak and lethargic, constant headaches and feeling sick. I felt like physically drained, like someone had pulled the plug on me. These debilitating symptoms didn't go away, they intensified and caused great fear. I was really struggling, so the doctor told me to go on a low-fat diet. I followed his advice in sheer desperation. I was already a tiny 8 stone, and with this advice I rapidly lost 2 stone and became a very ill 6 stone. This led me to have a negative association with all foods. I went back to the doctors and could barely hold myself up. The doctor took one look at me and told me to go to the hospital. I was so fearful I refused. However, I came back 5 minutes later and went on my way to the hospital. A nurse gently said to me, "If you didn't come in, you could have died." This is when they listened and started to do tests, horrible tests with tubes, all which came back with clear results. So the doctors tried to fob me off with the diagnosis of dyspepsia dysfunction. I didn't know what this meant. I didn't believe it. So I kept going back until a couple of years later, I was finally diagnosed with depression. By this point, of course, my symptoms were severe. I'd been suffering in darkness for what seemed like an eternity, without answers. I was a suicidal mess. I was severely mentally ill, and this had a damaging impact on my physical health. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, was forever exhausted, agitated and restless. My thoughts were out of control. My mind was in constant, frantic, noisy chatter without a break. My irrational, disturbing, harmful thoughts would control me, leaving me in panic and fear. I was trapped in a cage in my own prison, unable to see a way out. I felt like I was being suffocated. I had a heavy feeling dragging me down, like the world was crushing me. Life became cold, dark and hostile. After a long time suffering alone with depression and anxiety, OCD started to present itself, and it took over my entire way of thinking and existing. It was a vicious, never-ending circle. The doctors didn't have the answers and gave little help or support. They put me on waiting lists when I had no time to wait. I've tried everything. seeing countless specialists in different fields, doctors, counsellors, therapists, psychologists and psychiatrists. I was even put under the crisis team, all of whom offered little help and made me feel insecure, idiotic and mentally unstable. I've had acupuncture, been to different therapy groups and even had CBT, at which time I was told by the doctors that I must go on antidepressants, otherwise I wouldn't get through it. I was made to feel weak and useless. Antidepressants only added to the problems. They caused more symptoms and numbed all emotions. How does that help? It just made me feel zombified. I was told by one specialist that I would never get better. As he said, they couldn't take my brain out and wash it. A statement that remained with me and allowed me to stay trapped in fear. I lost all hope. After being ridiculed and made to feel insignificant and pathetic, I lost faith in the medical professionals as they couldn't help me, and the intervention and treatments given offered only short-term minimal relief to my turmoil. If they didn't understand me, how could they help me? I stayed in my bubble and struggled through alone, only becoming worse, a victim to my suffering, 20 years of pain and suffering. I reached crisis point and became desperate. I didn't know where to turn. I thought there was nothing left. I kept looking up to the sky and calling for help. I didn't think about any answers, any hope. I thought I would forever be this way. I said to my partner, at the age of 39, I wasn't going to carry on like this. When I reached 40, I said, I wanted to live and be free of this feeling. I didn't want to exist, I wanted to live. Then I came to find the flame and the event that was held here last year. I cried for help and contacted Pushy, the director of the Flame, and since that day, the Flame Centre, Dav and Pushy have guided me to a healthy place. I attended the 8-week course and the first meditation was quite overwhelming. I went into it and I felt disturbingly heavy and unwell. My stomach was one big tight knot. It was upsetting as it allowed me to feel how tight and rigid I'd had it hold my body for over half my life and how much pain and suffering was going on within. This made me realise the severity of my illness and the great turmoil I was under. Following the 8-week programme and daily meditation, I went on a retreat with the Flame. My own personal extraordinary experience was part of this collective, sound-based inner journey meditation that was included within this retreat. So here is my extraordinary experience. I entered the meditation and had a stunning visual experience. The meditation took me to a big, green, open forest where I saw a large tree with a knot. I entered the knot, moved down the tree and travelled down the tunnel. I fell out into a space where I didn't see anything, so I entered back into the tunnel and moved further down into the underworld. I fell into a large open space of green covered in white snow. I looked and saw a beautiful brown eagle with big powerful wings flying over me, soaring through the sky. It made a loud shrill sound as it descended before me. I watched it move its beak around the stones that had water flowing over them. The eagle lifted out a beautiful ornamental silver key with a white ribbon attached and dropped it into my hands. I looked up and saw a stone cave-like door that I unlocked with the key, which opened to a powerful cascading waterfall that swept me and washed me down into a pool of water. The water drained away from under me. I was then dropped through the stones to a lower ground of open space, where I found myself running fast among a vast group of young leopards. A strong, bright, white light then beamed over me, flooding me with an incredible force of light. I was then lifted by an angel. Her beautiful wings embraced around me. I was lifted by her heart, which was held against mine. As I was lifted higher and higher, I went incredibly high, possibly into the spirit world. I was gently dropped into a large, open, empty space. I had taken on the form of an elegant white bird with stunning wings. I flew into the sky, and my beautiful large feathers dropped scattering to the ground. I landed on the stones in a quiet, peaceful, empty place where I remained in the quiet until the end of the meditation. Wow, what an amazing experience and journey. I didn't expect anything to happen. I thought I'd open my eyes and have nothing to share. I would have nothing to say. However, when I went on a crazy journey that lasted the full length of the ceremony, I was shocked. Did that really just happen? I felt like my eyes were moving from side to side rapidly, and it felt like my upper body chest area was also being jolted from side to side. The speed at which some of it happened was intense. Got halfway through and my hand was soaked in sweat and my heart felt like it was rapidly beating out of my chest. Had to draw my eyes open as it was so much to take in, and I was a little scared. However, I wanted to complete the journey, so I closed my eyes and went straight back into it. My understanding is, the powerful eagle gave me a key to a new life. Running with animals at high speed was me being set free, and the angel taking me higher into the spirit world, turning me into a beautiful white bird dropping feathers, was me letting go. Sitting still on the stones for the last 2 minutes before the drum stopped was me sitting in the quiet, calm, being at peace. I believe I was set free. When I meditate, it feels like my heart is being rejuvenated. My heart has now been revived and I'm finally alive and breathing, seeing the world in full colour for the very first time. We are all capable of healing and are self-healing. You just have to believe. Meditation is for everyone to support a healthy mind and body and to heal those that are in turmoil and suffering. Meditate to feel great, to prevent suffering and to heal, harness and maintain inner peace. Take control, let the mind be free and live life in harmony. The beautiful Flame family have saved me. I'm truly blessed. Special thanks to Pushy and Dav and all of those that are part of my healing journey. Thanks for all the love, support and guidance. The difference with the Flame is that they understand we all have experienced pain and suffering, and that is what makes the Flame team compassionate and understanding. Long-term support and care is given here. You still have a place you can go to continue with the journey of healing and betterment. I have gone through a few different meditations to heal, ground and become connected with myself. After just 4 short months of meditation and healing with the Flame, I've undergone an 8-week course followed by a retreat. After this, an 8-week prescription which consisted of meditations, yoga and one-to-ones learning about myself. In this short time, no medical intervention or medication was involved. Holistic healing which has completely transformed my life for the better. I have a daily practice set in place and make use of the drop-in sessions at the Flame. The ongoing support and care given here is outstanding. Where else can you get that? Don't suffer alone, don't let depression catch you out, don't let it defeat or destroy you. Thank you for everyone for listening and taking the time to listen to my story. Thank you.